Come in. Good morning.
Morning. Strong, thank you again for taking the time to meet with me today.
You bet.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. What can I do for you?
Actually, I was reading your bio and I noticed that you're a member of the Soaring Association.
That I am. Although it's been 15 years since I got any time to soar, as a younger man, it was one of my passions.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I actually tried soaring myself once, but without the plane.
Oh, it doesn't work very well that way.
Oh no, actually, I got to go skydiving, and so I had that whole experience of, that peaceful, that serenity.
Oh, yeah.
As you're kind of relaxing downwards until they actually pulled the canopy on me and I ended up getting sick on the way down.
Wow.
So next time I definitely want to try your way, because I'm sure it's very peaceful up there.
Yes, that it is.
Well, I guess I want to get started on what we're here for.
Okay.
And so, from what I understand, it looks like the university is trying to establish a broader communication between students and faculty, as well as interfaculty.
We are. It's really about student engagement and student outcomes. I think that our charter is really about academic achievement and ensuring that our students are prepared for the real world when they leave our halls.
That sounds good. Well, I guess we're here today to consider one of the technology solutions to that many universities have found successful to that objective, and that's Adobe Connect Pro. I just wanted to sit down here and just say that our specific objective today is to confirm the agreement that my product for technology support will meet your needs and will help for the collaboration within the College of Business at Price Bridge State University. This is correct?
Okay. Sure. I'd like to have the conversation. I will tell you that because of budgets being more and more constrained all the time, I'm looking for solutions that are as broad as possible. I don't have the luxury of investing in solutions that speak to a single need. Rather, I need things that cover a multitude of needs. So as we review your product, I would like to understand how it could assist Price Bridge in a number of areas.
Well, it sounds good. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions to kind of delve into that?
Please.
Well, so yesterday I sat down with Dr. Reckenworth, and he briefly told me about the IT strategic plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to hear from your perspective just more about it.
Well, I think it goes back to student engagement and academic achievement. And you deliver that, I believe, today in more meaningful engagement of students via media-rich content. I think that these students today are accustomed to the smartphone and their laptop and what they see on television. So the idea of Chalk and Talk as a tool to meaningfully engage students is past its shelf life, and we need to look at new and different ways of engaging our students.
Okay. And I guess what challenges have you found as you move towards that?
That we have students who come on campus who are digital natives, and that much of my staff, particularly the tenured folks, are not. And as a result, it can be challenging for me and my staff to roll out system-wide solutions that our staff, faculty and staff, will embrace and utilize, because the last thing some of these professors want to do is utilize a technology that their students understand to a greater degree than they do.
That sounds good. And I guess, what technology have you tried so far?
We have used some of your competitors, Wimba, Illuminate, DimDim. These are all distance learning solutions that I don't know are all that different than Adobe Connect, quite frankly.
Wimba is a very good solution, actually. But as it doesn't have the things Adobe Connect does, have you ever heard of WebEx?
I have. In fact, we did a proof of concept with WebEx, and while we found it to be a reasonable solution, we did find it to be rather cost prohibitive.
Okay. And I noticed also when I was kind of looking around the school, I know the College of Business has this beautiful video conference room. Do you have any other kind of academic features like that as far as the rest of the college?
We really don't. Our budget is relatively limited.
Okay.
So in time we may build on that, but quite frankly, solutions like yours that may not necessitate those types of installations for us could prove beneficial.
Okay, so it sounds like you're facing students that are looking to engage via media-rich content, and they kind of have this digital nature, but your tenured staff doesn't really have that same kind of gist towards the technology. So there's this disconnect between the students' level of comfortability with technology versus some of the older faculty that have the experience with the chalk.
Correct.
And then furthermore, you have a limited budget, and you're kind of prohibited by that budget as far as how deep you can delve into a new technology.
Yes.
So I guess I want to present to you a possible solution, which is Adobe Connect Pro.
Okay.
It's definitely going to be able to fit your budget, can actually allow you to expand upon this. So many students have probably experienced software like this if you've ever seen them maybe using Skype or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Adobe Connect Pro is a very intuitive system. So the students, we're going to pop onto it and know exactly how to do it, and the tenured faculty will feel very comfortable learning how to use it. It's kind of, the layout is just very simple. We'd be more than happy to send a representative down to show faculty and demo with faculty to make sure that they're comfortable with it before anything moves forward.
Well, you made a comment that I believe Illuminate or Wimba you said was a good solution.
Oh, Wimba.
How would you differentiate your product versus theirs?
What's great about our product, I know Wimba requires some plugins, and while it does have many features, it's more business oriented. And Adobe Connect Pro, as far as an e-learning system is concerned, can not only generate towards business, but generate towards academia. And allows you, it actually has a virtual chalkboard on the interface. It's extremely compatible with any software that you have, and if anyone is browsing the internet, I'm sure they have Adobe Flash installed. And it actually operates off of that, so there's no plugins, you can just pop right onto it.
What if I'm using a Mac?
Oh, Macs also use Adobe Flash. It's almost the universal at this point. And so Macs are going to be completely compatible with the software.
Okay. So at this point, you've outlined the fact that this is a rather efficient and streamlined distance learning tool. One of my asks in the early part of our conversation was that because of my constrained budget, any dollars that I spend need to be on products that return a robust return on investment. And that's typically by meeting a number of needs. What can this product provide beyond distance learning platform?
Other than a distance learning platform, it can also be a collaborative platform. Because I know that Dr. Reckenworth told me yesterday that the faculty here is extremely involved in research. And this software can be used to collaborate research together. Because I know that everyone's probably operating on different time zones, because you guys, your school's been skyrocketing in rankings. I know you must be doing a lot of collaboration with the rest of the world. Am I not correct?
Correct.
And so you can actually harness this system, Adobe Connect Pro, if you guys invest in it, to join any other systems. So you can actually invite people to join you, and they won't need any plugins either. And so you can collaborate over this system, and you can do student to student, student to faculty, and as well as possibly expand into the market of online degrees, if you so consider, through this system.
Okay. And what are some of the details behind your solution? Is this something that I'm hosting on my site, or are you hosting it on yours?
Well, you would probably need to get a few more servers to fully host the entire software, and then depending on the size and level you want to implement it, would require the number of servers. But once you have the software, it's yours, and you're happy to do with it what you want. And we'd be more than happy to teach faculty, teach students how to use it, show you possibilities, and the possibilities are almost endless actually with the collaborative options.
So as I tell you that budgets are further constrained, so is headcount. I don't know that I necessarily have staff to manage this. What if I don't want to host it?
We can actually offer off-site hosting, but I think it might be slightly more expensive to do that. And you wouldn't really need much staff to really host it. It's kind of a fire and forget. Once we have the server set up, which we'd be more than happy to do for you, it'd be kind of just routine maintenance. You need maybe a tech guy just to take a quick peek at it, since the servers are all unified at this point. It would just be maybe another additional room to your server hub, wherever that's located on the university.
Okay. So now let's talk about, let's just assume that this proves to be a good fit and we're going to roll it out campus-wide. How do you ensure that I get utilization across the campus, given that it's clear we've got folks who aren't the digital natives and necessarily embracing this technology?
Well, as I said, I'd be more than happy to help conduct learning sessions, and before you actually commit to any money spent, I could run through with some of the tenured faculty you're worried about and make sure they're comfortable with the software. And you wouldn't need any installation, and the digital footprint, as far as the technology is concerned, is very small as far as space and bandwidth. And so you wouldn't really have to be too worried about that.
Okay. So one of the things that Dr. Reckenworth mentioned when I was speaking with him yesterday was that you had brought up the concept of an e-portfolio.
Oh, absolutely.
What is that?
Well, an e-portfolio is similar to just a standard portfolio, but online. And Adobe Connect Pro allows you to harness an e-portfolio because you can upload anything to it that are standards in the world, as far as PDFs, PowerPoints, Word documents, or any videos, FLVs, or anything like that. And so when I use the word e-portfolio, I'm talking this whole plethora of different kind of file extensions that our software will support.
And so how, I guess I'm still not clear on exactly what the e-portfolio, what's your idea for its usage?
I guess as far as e-portfolio would be, if you wanted a student to maybe present to a class through this software, the student could, if he's not in the class, he could even do it from his own dorm room. But he would maybe upload his e-portfolio into the system and then display it.
Okay.
And so I guess an e-portfolio is almost a blanket term just for a majority of different file extensions or kind of, I guess, topics that they want to show.
Is this something tied to Connect or is it independent of Connect?
E-portfolios are independent of Connect. I know our software is extremely compatible with this concept of any e-portfolio. But I guess that blanket term e-portfolio really just refers to a student's work as far as it's kind of towards this eye movement of technology. So how portfolios are less, hung up on walls or laid on a table, but more just through the medium of a computer screen.
Okay, so it's essentially a digital portfolio.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right. Any other questions?
I guess moving forward here, are there any other people I think I would need to speak to ensure the university makes the best decision on this technology?
You will certainly have meetings that you'll need to have after this. Dr. Brongio would be the next logical step. I think that you'll need to concentrate on, again, really understanding how you're going to reach people across the campus and deliver the message of value, which is a variety of solutions beyond simply distance learning. When I look at the product, I would hope that I would be able to use it for faculty and staff meetings, perhaps rather than having people drive from different locations to come on campus. We could use the product for meetings, could we not?
Oh, absolutely. This software, as I said, it requires no plugins and no installation. And so you could actually have every faculty just log onto their own computer at home and enter the same Adobe Connect Pro session. And they'd all be able to collaborate. You have a video feed, voice over IP, and they could all talk together and share together and display it on the screen. You can do polling, you can display pictures, or I guess your e-portfolios, and it wouldn't have any trouble as far as that's concerned.
One thing I guess I hadn't thought of, if we have people using their own systems, that means they'll have to have cameras?
I guess if most laptops these days are equipped with cameras, but if they don't have a camera, then they can still use all the other features, they just won't have that live camera feed. And so while that may be a hindrance to a professor trying to teach a class collaboratively or through this medium, as far as students' voice or anything like that is concerned, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So it's kind of an optional feature, as most of these features are kind of either opt-in.
And how does the mic work to pick up the sound?
Well, most standard laptops also are equipped with mics. I'd say most models past 2005. And if you didn't have a mic that was equipped with it, you could always plug in a mic via USB port as well as the camera.
Understood.
And so if you don't have any of these features, the software will still run fine, it just won't give you the option for that feature. And so if I per se had a mic and you didn't, you'd be able to still hear me, and you would have to respond either by typing, or you could always use a phone in collaboration with the software.
Understood. All right.
And so I guess, how can I help you in the university reach a conclusion on this software? I guess when I go talk to Dr. Braniel, I'll concentrate on reaching across campus and beyond the distance learning. But I guess, do you have any further advice on maybe when I could sit down with him?
I think that we'll be able to get you a follow-on meeting shortly after this one. Remember that what drives our institution, again, is student engagement and academic achievement, and maximizing the return on any investment that we make and ensuring that investment speaks to as many solutions as possible given the budget constraints that we're under.
That's understandable. I guess I'm in town for the next 2 days, so would it be possible during that time frame, or should I come back?
I will reach out to his admin this afternoon for introductions and see what his calendar looks like. Do you happen to have a business card you can leave with me?
Of course.
Uh,
Here you go.
Thanks very much.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you.
Keith.
I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thanks.